One game down, we are now into Championship Saturday here as the third place finisher in the Division II women's side has been determined, and now we have 4 straight title games to come here at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex. We're in the vaunted stadium here at the complex in Kissimmee, Florida. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us here on the NCCAA Network. For the Division II men's side, we are graced by the Pensacola Christian Eagles and the Randall University Saints as we get things started. The 3 seed and the 4 seed. A number of these divisions came out as chalk. This one had some interesting finishes through pool play and has left us with the 3 seed and the 4 seed. Let's start with the 4th seeded Randall Saints. How did they get here? Well, Randall topped Johnson 2-0 in the first game of pool play. There's a fabulous goal from that contest. Again, a 2-0 win sent Randall into a deciding match against the number 1 seed, Bob Jones. A fascinating match, including this stunning goal by Fraser Whitman. That knotted things up at 2 apiece and sent it to overtime against the number 1 seed. It went to double overtime, golden goal, and the captain, Randall Lara, came up with a stunning finish. With under 3 minutes to play, a draw would have sent Bob Jones through, so Randall won it with that stunner. Here's their starting lineup. You see the captain in Randall Lara is in the central of defense, again alongside Reese Farrow. The lines are led by Harry York. Charlie Cartwright, also on the wing, has a goal in this tournament. For Pensacola Christian, how did they get there? Well, it was a lot more adventurous. They dropped their opening game to Moody Bible. They're a penalty to win it after going down to 10 men. So Moody Bible pegged back Grace Christian. They had to win pegged back Pensacola Christian. They had to win against Grace Christian by multiple goals. Riley Rhodes came up big with a brace. You saw the first one there, and then here he put it away. That put them up 2-1. They eventually won 3-1 to move on, not via goal differential, but via goals conceded. Here is Pensacola Christian. It was an adventure to get here. Riley Rhodes back in the starting lineup after his brace last time out. Zachary Kluver, an interesting striker role who comes back to play in midfield a lot. You'll see him come hold up the ball and play those wingers, Riley Baholski and Riley Rhodes, off his shoulder. So, an intriguing matchup, the 3 and the 4 in the title game. Pensacola Christian back in the championship game, looking to defend its crown from last year. They won in exciting fashion last season in this tournament. Nick Standridge, the senior captain, the center back, delivered a laser beam that won it as a golden goal in overtime. They're looking to go back-to-back. Pensacola Christian. It's Randall that gets things started. Randall in the gray jerseys with gray shorts, gold numerals, and white socks. Pensacola Christian in the blue jerseys with white numerals, white shoulder pattern, blue shorts, and blue socks. Randall controlling early. Saints go down the left. Here's Holy Bodie. Holy Bodie is a dangerous force on this left. Keeps the ball in play. He thought it went out for a corner. Bodie is a force, as I mentioned. 5 goals on the season before this tournament. And he's already scored once here in Kissimmee, Florida. Here comes Pensacola Christian through the middle, giving chase Daniel Souza, who made a run from midfield. Jared Spencer there to grab the long ball. Talked about Holy Bodie, a senior from Peckham, England. Try to stay away sometimes from the stereotype of quote-unquote pace and power, right? You hear that far too often when describing a player. Oh, he's got pace and power. But it really does describe Holy Bodie perfectly. Good speed down the left and power with the shot and with his body. Here's Pensacola, the left-footed delivery, dealt with by the Randall defense momentarily. Bahalski keeps it with the Eagles. Hammered away by Aaron Edwards. Edwards played striker last season at times for Randall, but he's been entrenched in this midfield role for the Saints this season. He and Alexander Stankovic in the middle of the field have developed a good relationship. The Eagles controlling here in the middle. Salvador Parker. Sent back to Hayden Hoffman. Hoffman has the thankless job of replacing Nick Standridge in the heart of that defense for Pensacola Christian. As I mentioned, he capped off his senior season and his career here with the Eagles with that golden goal to win the NCCAA Division II Men's National Championship last year. Hoffman, a senior, taking over there in the middle full-time alongside Clint Peterson. Those two defensively have developed an excellent partnership. It's funny, I am a regular listener, and if you like professional soccer, you should be too. This is a little bit of free sponsorship here. The Peter Crouch podcast is an excellent one. Peter Crouch, a former Premier League player in his own right, a long career with Stoke City and then a couple of other teams, finished it off with Burnley. He's an excellent podcast host, and he talks about as a target man striker, you go against two types of center backs. There's what he calls a gazelle and a buffalo. And that's really what you've got here in defense for Pensacola Christian. Clint Peterson, the larger, more looming figure, what you would call a quote-unquote buffalo. And then Hayden Hoffman, better speed, a little bit better with the ball at his feet too, more of a gazelle. You so often see center back pairings with one and the other, just to deal with a variety of attackers. Here's Fraser Whitman on the ball for Randall, who scored that unbelievable goal against Bob Jones to send it to overtime. Whether he meant to do it or not was another discussion, but it found the back of the net either way. It doesn't matter. Came from miles away. Here's Bodie. Holy Bodie tried to step over and get past Cole Williams, the right back. Wasn't able to do so. Does win a throw for the Saints, though. Good delivery by Randall. His goalkeeper spills it momentarily, but there is David Cuevas to grab it. Harry York was looming there for Randall. That was an excellent ball in to create that chance for the Saints. 5 minutes gone by in this game. Good life to the start here in this Division II Men's NCCAA National Championship game. Whitman wants the switch of play here on the left. Instead, Corotolo does a nice little back heel to find a teammate on the far side, and it goes out of play, though. Here come the Eagles. Delivered down the right. Riley Rhodes, the man who scored the brace in the big win over Grace Christian. Pensacola had to win by 2 in order to move on, and they did just that. Zachary Kluver involved up front there for Pensacola. He will crop up in a number of different places. He'll end up out wide. He'll end up drifting back into midfield to hold the ball up. Very versatile striker. Likes to play with those wingers off his shoulder. He can also deliver a good cross as well. A junior from North Olmsted, Ohio. 7 goals in 13 games this season. 3 assists to go along with that as well. That was before the tournament. Chance in front of net there, just out of the reach of Rhodes. And now a dicey moment. Spencer collects it in the end. Walker. Here's Kluver, who crops up on the right wing now on an overlap with Rhodes, who's in the middle. This chip ball was looking for Rhodes, but he had begun to spread back out wide. And so Sousa's ball up the middle was nowhere close. Eagles maintaining the lion's share of possession here early on. But Randall has not been without its moments, and here maybe another on the ball. Possibility of a counterattack, but the midfield for the Eagles do well to keep a lid on that momentarily and allow the blue shirts to race back and cover. And that results in a turnover of possession. Kluver back there in the middle of the pitch, able to grab things. He'll drift up forward. Points to his teammate Daniel Sousa to take his spot. Here's Kluver. Sees the run to the left of Rhodes. Sent back to Jared Spencer now as Randall will possess. His boot forward is snatched away by Rafael Sanzio. Delivered into the middle. Kluver one-on-one. It just goes over his head. He just misjudged that a little bit. Ball flew inches over his head. He's trying to get in front of the center back, Reynan Lara. Gain an advantage in their positioning, but it resulted in him just undercutting that delivery a little bit. Kluver now up the right here for Bahalski. Bahalski in some space. He's got Kluver and Rhodes in the middle. Nobody trailing it, so he goes for Kluver. Boy, that was an acrobatic effort, and it wasn't far away either. If he could just have gotten that a little bit earlier, we could have seen the goal of the tournament. We'll get another look at that momentarily. Here's Bodie on the left. Double teamed every time he's on the ball. You can tell that this Pensacola Christian team knows that he is maybe the most dangerous threat for Randall up front. Every time Cole Williams has engaged Holig Bodie, he's had backup in Hayden Hoffman. The NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. Ticking down towards 11 minutes into this game. Kluver heads for Sousa. Gets it back. Left-footed delivery into the box. Nobody was making a run. Rhodes was there, but he hadn't gained an advantage in positioning, and that was easy for Spencer to come up and snatch. Randall struggling to get out of its own half. It's stolen away here by Rhodes. Edwards now for the Saints. Hammered forward for York. York by Peterson. Nice move there. Peterson with a good turn on that far side to get York to fly by. long distance effort through the middle by Reynan Lara. That one really never had a chance. Well covered by Cuevas. Missed the target anyways. Here's Edwards to grab that. Couple of step overs for him as well. Cole Williams has been solid here at the right back spot. Randall has looked to push down this left side. Obviously, Holy Bodie is on this edge, but also Edwards in that option. Fraser Whitman is an overlap possibility too. Here he is. They're looking for him. Corotolo's pass was too short. And again, Williams is strong to come up and make that clearance. Whitman again into Bodie. Good flick for Whitman. That creates some space, but his cross leaves a little bit to be desired. Bodie has a follow-up, though, and that forces the first real save of the game. Cuevas parries to his right, and this will be a corner for the Saints. That wonderful little flick by Bodie created some space for Whitman. The clearance from Peterson was short, and that allowed Bodie to pounce. Corner will come in just a moment. I believe that's Cartwright to take. Right-footed effort. Good one. Bodie with the header. I think he got beaten to it by Peterson. Williams hammers it away. Bodie snatches it. Some space for him again. Clipped cross, too short. Only York was in the box, and he was right about on the penalty spot. Corotolo again with that little flick to keep possession. He's done that twice, once on the far side, and now here in the middle. Matty Corotolo, an important figure in that midfield, a junior from Argentina. Where's number 10? Here he is. Another nice little piece of skill. He wears number 10, but he's not a traditional number 10. Foul here to Pensacola, and that will relieve some of the pressure they've felt over the last few minutes. Corotolo more of a number 6, as they call it. In old school soccer, they would give you your number solely based on your possession, or your position, excuse me. So striker would be 9, wingers would be 7. Creative attacking midfielder would be 10. Holding midfielder would be 6. Box-to-box midfielder would be 8. So now still, while that's not the case anymore, can describe a position based on a number. Bodie with a turnover. He's one-on-one with Peterson. Cuts the shot to the far right. That's the correct idea. He went to go through Peterson's legs with the far post wide open. Cuevas was covering the near post since he had defensive help. The only option for Bodie was to go through Peterson's legs. He did it. He just scuffed the shot a little bit. Didn't get all of it. Bodie close to snatching a goal there for the Saints. Anyways, a number of those positions you don't hear much. You don't really hear wingers and center backs and defenders in general referred to by their numbers, but still you can tell, hey, he plays a number 10, he plays a number 6, even a number 8, and surely number 9. Corotolo more of an 8 or a 6. Lara, Edwards. Farrow, also a man wearing a number for traditionally another job. He's got number 9 on. That's your traditional striker number. Spencer comes out to clear. It's off his shin and out of play. Didn't have a defender there as Randall was playing a high line. Bahalski was giving chase. Only one option there for Spencer. Corotolo manages to go to ground and win possession. Nicely done. Bodie keeps it alive for Lara, but Stankovic loses out. Anthony Ruiz sends it forward. Riley Rhodes. The two Rileys are ever present in this Eagles attack. Ripped on goal, but that goes well wide right. Not a quality effort there from Salvador Pauker. Pauker's job, you talk about Matty Corotolo as a traditional number 6 or number 8. Pauker does not crop up terribly often in this Pensacola Christian midfield. He often gives way to Rafael Sanzio and Daniel Souza, who are more influential players on the ball, but he still plays a vital role. Solid defensive cover and a calming presence on the ball when he does crop up in possession. Freshman from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ruiz, the left back, cycles it around back to Cuevas. Here is Pauker. Good tackle by Edwards to break that move up and start things over for Pensacola Christian. Lara puts it out. And now the Eagles are advancing into the attacking half. 25 minutes to go here in the first half. Trinity Baptist College is offering a 4-week online course over the Christmas break, allowing you to earn credits towards eligibility before the spring semester begins. For more information, visit www.tbc.edu/winter. Had a break first 10 minutes or so. Foul called, handball on Souza. Bright first 10 minutes to this game, and it's sort of devolved a little bit. Players look, I'm not so sure sleepy is the word, but they look to be conserving energy. If one team is happy to maybe play at 75%, the other is as well. That could mean we would be set up for an exciting second half. Pass for Randall on the far side is sent out of play. I think that was the right back, Tyson Scott. Snatched away by Reese Farrow, who is up from his center back spot. Now Harry York triple teamed in midfield, but it stays with Corotolo. Corotolo switches to his right. Stankovic, he sends it out wide. Passes behind its mark on the right side in Cartwright, so that slows down the attack, but it does stay with the Saints for now. A 1-2 to Cartwright, broken up. Peterson all the way out there on the wing. Nice step. I may have sold Clint Peterson short, calling him a Buffalo. Obviously a tall presence there in midfield, but the concept of that also means maybe not as great with the ball at his feet. Here he is again, the captain for Pensacola Christian, wearing that yellow armband. Hard battle in midfield. Lara and Lara and Kluver there. This has not been a terribly physical game just yet. That could all change if this is close down the stretch. Souza. He's got Bahalski to his right. Instead, he steps to the side of Whitman before it's poked away. Good step by Farrow. Excellent defending by Reese Farrow, who has cropped up a few times in the last 5 minutes. Junior from England. If Souza had gotten by him, it would have been true danger for Pensacola Christian. Farrow made sure that did not happen. Whitman off the mark. $20 and change on the clock here in the first half between the 3-seed Pensacola Christian and the 4-seed Randall in the NCCAA Division II Men's National Championship game. Lara with the right foot. Looks for Bodie. Popped it up in the air with his chest. Now settles with Cole Williams at his back. Around Williams, but has to cut into the middle. That may be exactly what Williams was trying to do. Challenged by Pauker first, and then Sanzio second. Finally wins it back for Pensacola Christian. But Aaron Edwards comes up with a solid tackle, wins it back to the Saints. It will come back at the Eagles defense. Here's Peterson to stop that ball into the middle. You can see Harry York a bit frustrated with his service so far. He's had very little to do up front. Throw one by Anthony Ruiz on the far side. Ball gets away, so Pensacola Christian can't exactly take it quickly. It's going to be Riley Rhodes to take this throw. Wonder if he's got that long throw in his arsenal. Looks like that's how they're setting up. Little bit of an equipment struggle for Stankovic on the far side. He gets set. Deep throw into the middle. Kluver with the header right into the waiting arms of Jared Spencer. One-two there, Kluver and Hoffman. But it's lost. York. Good ball down the left for Bodie. He's got the speed to reach that. Williams will just get there first, but Bodie closed him down enough to win a throw. believe I saw Lucas Sampaio in this game now. Yep, there he is in the number 10 jersey for Pensacola Christian. He's come in for Souza. Here's a long throw for Randall. We saw one from Riley Rhodes earlier for Pensacola Christian just a few minutes ago. Here's Reese Farrow. Deep throw into the box. Whitman can't control it enough to get a shot off. He's now wide. Tries to cross it. Stays with the Saints. Good spell of pressure here for Randall. Now, all of a sudden, over the last 5 or 10 minutes, Pensacola Christian is the team that can't get out of its own half. Header by Harry York. Challenged enough by Clint Peterson that he could not get all of that. It was harmless for David Cuevas. Cuevas with the right-footed hammer into the sky. Randall fans just below us are cheering nearly every touch for the Saints. Good support. Williams with the throw. Does get it into Kluver, who flicks it on towards the penalty spot. But it's cleared away before Rhodes can get there. Through the middle. Ruiz sent it wide. Bahalski has it. Now Ruiz, a lot of space to send in this delivery. He's got to pick out a teammate, but it's over the head of Rhodes. That was a big chance. Sampaio can't connect. Leo Zampano is also into the game. Looks like Zampano, well, I was going to say he came in for Bahalski since he's here on this right wing. But Bahalski has dropped into midfield, and Rhodes is on the left. Kluver's still in the middle. Looks like Pauker has been replaced. Precious few moments on goal in this game. Shot count 4-3, 2 each on goal. Really just about one opportunity for each team. One good opportunity. Honestly, the best chance for the Eagles so far was that Zachary Kluver bike attempt. If he had connected solidly with that, it almost certainly would have gone in the back of the net. Here's Bahalski. Had some space. Instead, a defender steps in. That was Tyson Scott who saved the day for Randall. Edwards left his pass short. Here comes the Eagles. It's 4-on-6 right now. 2 players spilled to the deck. Corotolo is screaming and writhing in pain. And the referee's going to call this foul on Kluver, who is bewildered. They'll bring the trainer out for Corotolo. Didn't look like there was a ton in that challenge, but Corotolo may have been stepped on. He's grabbing the back of his right calf. Corotolo still getting his right leg checked out. He does look like he's in a bit of discomfort. If Corotolo would have to go off, we saw Mo Al-Roob come in at one point for Randall, but this is not a team that has a lot of substitutes available. It is not a terribly deep squad. So Corotolo comes off. We'll have to see how that affects him, if he's able to come back on or if he's done for the day. Would be a big loss in that Randall midfield, partly because of that lack of depth that I mentioned, but also because Corotolo is a guy who can use the ball at his feet, has good skill, can keep possession under pressure, and also good at commanding his midfield on counterattacks. Couple of Randall subs look like they're warming in those red and orange pinnies down on the far right. Referees are having a chat. Looks like Jeff Solis is the replacement for now. He comes onto the left wing. See how that affects things. Holy Bodie has moved to the right, and that likely means that Charlie Cartwright will take a position in the midfield. So we're back underway. Okay, so there is Mo Al-Roob into the game. So both Solis and Al-Roob have come in off the bench. Cartwright has gone off. That means Solis is his replacement. So Cartwright and Corotolo are replaced by Solis and Al-Roob. Eagles are breaking. Here's an opportunity. Rhodes. Right-footed cut shot is blocked just enough for Spencer to grab it. That was a decently vicious effort. Low line drive by Riley Rhodes, looking for the far post, but it hit a defender on its way through and just bobbled into the waiting arms of Jared Spencer. Randall throw. slowly closing in on the final 10 minutes of this half. 11:07 to be exact. This has been more of a chess match than anything, you would say. There's Sampaio. Spreads it wide left. Rhodes. Rhodes whips in his cross. It was touched off the head of a Randall defender, but stays with the Eagles. Here's Bahalski. Bahalski keeps possession. Ruiz now around to Sanzio. Williams tried the 1-2 with Kluver. It was well spotted by Lara. Sampaio. His flick goes out of play. Referee is going to go to his pocket. Yellow card for, is that Cartwright back into the game? It's Charlie Cartwright, who is here on the left. He gets a yellow card for a little extracurricular activity. So that's the first caution issued by the referee in this game. Hoffman, delivery flicked on by Rhodes. Too deep for the substitute Zampano. A back and forth game with very few opportunities in front of net thus far through the first half. Still under 9 minutes to go now. Nothing doing there. Ruiz again made a run through the middle. He retakes his left back position. Kluver with the little Rabona touch. The ping pong continues. Bahalski, Zampano. Oh, now here's a chance on the oh man, just saved. Wonderful job. Spencer was able to keep out the run from Riley Rhodes. Take another look. This chance sort of appeared out of nowhere. With about 7.5 to go here in the first half. Excellently played by Spencer. Pensacola again down the left. They have really pushed here towards the end of the first half. Cut across the box and then sent away. Zampano to the right. Williams. There's a good run up the middles. Well defended. Sampaio through the center. Williams will take his time. And now a foul to the Saints. Randall has been defending for the better part of the last 10 minutes. This will give them a little bit of let off of pressure. Reese Plannon is into the game. This is his first appearance of the tournament. He'd been struggling with a bit of an injury earlier. Good to see that he's healthy enough to get back in. Zampano has it taken off his feet by Lara. Whitman. Plannon's making a run. He wanted it. Well defended by Zampano just to keep Frazier Whitman from being able to deliver that ball to Plannon up front. But here, he's committed a foul. So this is a dangerous set-piece chance. Whitman has cropped up before from this distance. He delivered an absolute howitzer from the next field over practically in the overtime win against Bob Jones. Here he is with the left. This one's curled away from net and relatively easily dealt with by Pensacola Christian, at least momentarily. Now Edwards can deliver a ball in. Perfectly placed! Oh, just wide! The best chance of the first half. Harry York with 3.5 to go. This is a fabulous delivery by Aaron Edwards out wide right. Got his right foot on it and just wide of the post. Major let-off for Pensacola Christian. Harry York has dropped into the middle of the field with Plannon coming on in his striker role, but he was there for that delivery. Unchallenged by the Eagles defense. Whitman had 3 chances to find a teammate. Finally gets York, who recycles. Down goes Daniel Vidal, who's into the game for Pensacola Christian. Whitman. Lara puts it out with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Still no breakthrough. But boy, were we close. Sampaio. Taken back by Sanzio. A minute and change left on the clock. Athletic clearance is away by Reese Farrow. Pensacola Christian looking for something to savor before halftime. Williams with the right foot. That's a good line drive across the field for Kluver. More of a switch of play than it was an actual traditional cross, but it was defended. Corotolo wins it back for Randall. Up the right, Bodie. We haven't seen much of Holy Bodie in this first half. Aside from the opening 10 minutes, here he is through the middle, challenged from behind, and it gets away from him to the goalkeeper. That's well played by Anthony Ruiz, who snuck up on Holy Bodie from the back. And with 20 seconds to go, Corotolo is just going to hammer this one long and see if he can get something. It's over the head of Cartwright. Final seconds tick off the clock here in the first half. A cagey first half, but Pensacola Christian will feel somewhat lucky not to be behind after Harry York put his header just wide of the post with 3 minutes to go in the period. First 45 is done. We have halftime to come here. We'll bring you our Score International halftime stats, and then the final 45 minutes and maybe more to decide the men's Division II NCCAA National Championship here on the NCCAA Network.
1 week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
The NCCAA mission states, we serve members by setting association standards, developing communications resources, providing regional and national competition, and partnering in outreach to our communities and the world. Bylaws, eligibility, statistics, and championships are all part of being an athletic association. Our services help propel intercollegiate athletics on and off campus. We intentionally place our student athletes and coaches in Christian service projects during championship events to answer the question, what would Christ do in these communities? The NCCAA mission states, "We are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ." Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives.
Campbellsville helped me to get a job, get my master's, to prepare myself for the world.
It offers students a tremendous amount of opportunity to get real-world experience.
We see Christian students, non-Christian students. We see people from every walk of life.
It's such a good place to be.
It kind of reminds me of home. Your teachers actually look out for you here. You feel invited as soon as you walk in.
You're not going to find any better place to help students achieve what they want.
Our world's been rocked by fear and economic uncertainty, but Columbia International University is praying for you. We invite you to invest in yourself by enrolling in our #1 rated online programs. We promise you an affordable, high-quality education and a place of peace. Enroll today.
The NCCA mission states, "We are an association of Christ-centered collegiate institutions whose mission is to use athletic competition as an integral component of education, evangelism, and encouragement." The impact of the NCCAA has been felt for 50 years throughout the country and around the world. Encouraging mission trips is at the heart of this impact. We know short-term missions impacts everyone involved and changes the trajectory of lives. Sometimes it can affect the missionary as much or more than those being served. Our Sports Ministry Fund has supported more than 5,000 individuals via domestic and international missions. We exist not only to crown national champions, but to share the love of Christ wherever it is needed.
A one-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
Here for your halftime stats, brought to you by Score International. Score specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining Score on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. A chess match of a first half, and you can tell by the stats, the shot count almost even 6-5. Just one corner kick in the game, which really does speak to how few opportunities each team has had. 4 saves made by the Randall goalkeeper Jared Spencer. And the foul count largely in favor of Pensacola, but I would not describe this game as physical by any stretch. So it's not like there have been a number of hard fouls or anything. The only yellow card that's been issued was to Randall's Charlie Cartwright for a little bit of extracurricular activity after a foul. Final 45 minutes readying between these two teams. We will look to decide a national champion here in these 45 minutes. If we cannot, 2 10-minute overtime periods of golden goal will be played, and then penalties if there is still no winner. We've gone to penalties once already in this tournament. It was on the women's side of things in the Division II bracket. Randall's already been to overtime as well. They were 3 minutes away from penalties when Raina and Laura, the captain, senior center back, scored a header on a corner against the number 1 seed Bob Jones. That's how Randall got here. So they know those extra periods well. They absorbed a lot of pressure during the overtime as well from Bob Jones before pushing forward, knowing they had to score a goal. A draw would have sent Bob Jones to this game. They pushed forward in the final 7 minutes of the second overtime and finally worked a goal with 3 minutes to go. Bob Jones was a man down for most of that game after a substitute was sent off. But it still did have a feeling of a little bit of futility for Randall at points during that overtime period. And then the set piece came in and Laura flicked it on. It wasn't even a towering header. It was more of a flick to the far post. It was all they needed. Hoffman to boot this free kick for Pensacola Christian. Still in the area. Bahalski now up the left. Looks to use some speed to get around a defender. Pokes it into the middle. Chance for Pensacola Christian. Saved and then cleared. Oh, Zachary Kluver. Randall came oh so close down that end just before halftime. And now it's Kluver for Pensacola Christian to get the best chance for the Eagles so far. Here it is. Just tried to sneak it in between Whitman and Spencer. He got it past the defender, but could not get it past the goalkeeper. Spencer with his 5th save of the game. So both sides will feel they should have gone in front. Two excellent chances bracketing halftime. Still no breakthrough. Pawkar now to the right side. Bodies to the deck. That was Hayden Hoffman fouled. And that will give Pensacola Christian a free kick. It's not an excessively dangerous position here, but this is Close enough that it could be sent into the box. It's about 3/4 of the way to the midline. So a lot of work to be done still here for the Eagles to put this set piece in the back of the net. Hoffman clips it in. That's a pretty good delivery, but it's headed away by York. That'll be a corner. So with a speculative set piece opportunity, they can't put it in the back of the net, but earning a corner is good enough. Out to send it in is Daniel Souza with the right foot. Nope, he'll use his left. Clint Peterson, the center back, is in the area. This delivery goes to Peterson. He flicks it, and he can't get the angle. That was a very tight angle with his back to goal. That's about the most difficult-headed skill that you can have. Diving away from the net and trying to flick it off the top of your head back behind you to the far post. Delivery from Souza probably would have ideally gone a little bit further. Here comes Pensacola Christian again. Kluver is out wide. He slides to save it. That's an excellent job by Kluver, but unfortunately as he was double-teamed, it goes to Randall. Captain Peterson cycles it around. Ruiz finds Sanzio. Pauker. It's a little short for Kluver to the right, but he tracks back to grab it. Ruiz has the switch of play. There he is. Passes off the mark, so Peterson snatches it. Peterson up through the lines for Rhodes. Ruiz gets it back. He's got options to his left. There's Bahalski. It might be a little too tough for him to reach it. That pass from Ruiz just a bit deep. It's been the Eagles on the front foot here to start this second half. Bodie tried to do it all down the left himself. Randall now in possession. They've broken the pressure and have now a move forward. They're going to get the long throw. I believe this is Reese Farrow who takes the long throws on the far side. The center back launches it into the box. That's an excellent delivery. Just fell between two gray shirts. Edwards comes up to snatch it. Some nice little skill off his knees. Teams have traded spells of possession. They have traded shot chances. They've traded good opportunities on goal. We have not yet had the breakthrough. This could be one of those 1-0 type games. Bahalski sent it in for Rhodes. That's Riley to Riley, but stepping in, Fraser Whitman. Bahalski has it. He takes it off the feet of Lara, who looked to the referee for a moment. Ruiz here is in space on the left. They find him. Ruiz down the line. Kluver is out wide. He keeps it in play. Bit of a heavy touch. Now he gets past the defender. A lot of space. Whips it in. Nobody there. Bahalski had not made the run. Rhodes was at the far post. So there was no one there at the near post to get on the end of that. Peterson. He wants to go bypass the midfield, see if he can get Rhodes in space. Taken down to the ground. It's a foul on Bahalski as Whitman is bodied to the deck. The NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. The substitutes are back in for Randall. This is Solis on the wing and Reese Plannon up front. Plannon actually started the half still on the field. Referee has blown his whistle. He's upset with something on the far side. We're back underway. Foul down near the corner flag. This will be a de facto corner for Pensacola Christian. Rhodes was the aggrieved party on that far side. Hard to tell who fouled him. These Randall jerseys aren't exactly kind to broadcasters looking on the far side of the field. Going to get a stoppage. The referee wants to go chat about something with his assistant down under the tent. Nope, he's going to go talk with Holy Bodie. He was talking with Bodie and Cole Williams. Sent in. That was a good delivery. Well dealt with, at least for the moment. Bodie steals it away. Booted forward. Chance from a tight angle for Bahalski. Oh, it's defended incredibly well, except there's a foul called here. I think the ref has an earlier foul, so he ignores the linesman who called or flagged for one on that far side, as the referee has an earlier one. I apologize. That was not correct. It looks like that foul on the far side was against Pensacola. I thought it was for them the referee was flagging, but it's against them, so that was what the referee's whistle was for. It's all just bookkeeping here. Either way, the result is the same. Up the line for Bahalski, out of play. Possibility for Randall to break. Plannin sends it to the edge for Edwards. Edwards gets it back into the middle now. Cartwright to the far side. He's looking for either Bodie or Whitman. That was what he saw, but he sent it way too deep. Bit of frustration from Frazier Whitman on that far side. It was a good attacking move by Randall that maybe ended a little bit quicker than it should have. Closing in on a half hour to go. Still no breakthrough between these two teams. It has not been as cagey as it was in the first half, but we have had some chances. Both teams coming very close. Randall right before the halftime break. Harry York put in wide open header, just wide. And then Pensacola Christian had a big opportunity. Zachary Kluver had one stopped by the goalkeeper, Spencer. Ball goes out for a corner. That was well won by Souza on that far side. Here it comes with the left foot. Excellent delivery. Oh, just over all the blue shirts. Nobody there at that far post, which is surprising. The shot count disparity was 5-4 at halftime. It's now 8-5 in favor of Pensacola, so in terms of shots, the Eagles have had the advantage here in the second half. Under a half hour to go now. A very evenly matched game here for the title. That's what you want as a neutral. Maybe adds a little more nerves for those watching with an affiliation. The weather is very nice here in Kissimmee, Florida today. We had a little bit of rain earlier, just some showers. Well, that was dicey for Spencer. Down goes Rhodes. The goal is open. It's off the post. Off the post with the goal open. Spencer taps it back out. It's going to come back at the Randall defense again. Oh, so close for Pensacola Christian from deep. The goalkeeper was out to clear that away. He gave it away, and the left-footed effort just clings off the post. That was Kluver. Actually, I think that was Souza with the shot. Thought for all the world that giveaway by Spencer after clearing the ball at the top left corner of his penalty area would have cost Randall a goal. Another chance. Pensacola can feel it coming. 27 minutes to go. This game feels like a breakthrough could be on the horizon. Spencer asking for some movement from his team. He sends it wide for Whitman. There's Bodie to Cartwright. Cartwright is on a yellow card, the only one of the game so far. Scott, his effort was blocked. Kept alive by Plannin momentarily. Solis saves it for Randall. Cartwright to Plannin, gets it back. That's a nice 1-2. Ruiz snatches it away. Bit of a misplaced touch from Cartwright once he got it back from Reese Plannin. Daniel D'Souza is fouled. Sent long. Kluver is the target. He's able to get on that ball, and it's poked out for a corner. Well won by Kluver. If he had not latched onto that ball, this would not be a corner for Pensacola Christian, but it forced the defender to poke it out. Farrow just gets his toe to that ball, and it's over the end line. Corner comes in. It's to a dangerous area, but there's enough gray shirts there to block any of the opposing attackers off. Flicked on by Daniel D'Souza. Kluver giving chase. Farrow again with good defending. Good tackle by Farrow. This is a throw, so not only was that an accurate tackle on the physical slide, but also poked it out for a throw and not a corner. Reese Farrow has held firm defensively today. Out to the left in Fraser Whitman. His left foot trying to find Holy Bodie. Plannin kept it alive for a moment. Now the Eagles have it. Sanzio sends it to the left. Now forward by Peterson. D'Souza. Blocked off by Scott. There's Jeff Solis. It's an interesting formational choice here for Randall, as Harry York is currently playing center back, their usual striker. Raynon Lara has moved up into the middle of the field. We haven't seen Alexander Stankovic in a while in this game. Wonder if he's struggling with an injury or if that's a tactical decision. Here's Holy Bodie out of play. Kaufman sends it to D'Souza. Lara battling with D'Souza. Holy Bodie ends up with the ball. Lara goes down. No complaints to the referee. Corotolo, now he falls to the ground. And here's a foul to Randall. They take it quickly. Whitman line drives it into the box, but that's rejected before it can even reach the penalty area, and then Whitman commits the foul. That is Riley Rhodes, who is chopped down to the ground. Central Christian College of the Bible is now offering the Master of Arts in Ministry Leadership at its Missouri and Kentucky campuses. This very affordable and distinctive program combines online career coaching and an on-campus course to enhance personal leadership skills and lead congregations towards health. Now's the time to advance your ministry. Find more at cccb.edu. Awkward one for Spencer as it had bounced high into the air. Randall has settled into its, I won't say counterattack role, because they don't break with a ton of speed here at the moment. They do look to possess while countering, but they have settled into and accepted that Pensacola Christian will have most of the ball. Randall does try to get it up with fewer passes than Pensacola traditionally has in this game. Sent deep. There's Cuevas. First action for David Cuevas in a little while. He's up to the task. Peterson making a run forward. Sent through to Rhodes. Rhodes tried to touch past Spencer. Jared Spencer has no trouble coming out of his net. He is happy to come off his line. Substitution coming. Looks like Lucas Sampaio is coming back in for another appearance. See who comes off for Sampaio. Sampaio sends it forward. Giving chase is Zumpano, who is into the game. Kluver has it snatched away from his feet. Zachary Kluver has cropped up in dangerous positions near that penalty spot a few times in this second half. Sampaio over the head for Bahalski. That's a great ball, and Bahalski, his cross is sent out by Reese Farrow, but it's a corner. Sampaio off the bench will take this corner with his right foot. Low line drive, not past the first man in Plannon, but he can't clear it. It's a bit of a let-off for Sampaio, as that was not a good delivery, but he'll get another chance at it. Peterson comes for the short option, and that draws out Lara. It's a dummy. He'll head back. There's another short option in Sanzio, but he heads back as well. Header nearly by Peterson. He could not get full contact on it. 17.5 to go. Will we find the breakthrough? Oh, man, there's a shoulder into the back of Clint Peterson. Maybe made a little bit of a meal of it in the penalty area. The ref waves it on. That at least gave the referee something to think about. Not too much of an argument from the captain. Bahalski is fouled. Good speed by Bahalski to catch up. He was not exactly in position to win that. Renan Lara was positioned well, and Bahalski just raced by him. Set piece chance, they'll take their time. Bahalski with the left, pops it up. There's Kluver, settles it expertly. Kluver chips it for Zampano. It's cleared only as far as Peterson, who has cropped up in some dangerous areas from his defensive spot. Curler by Peterson, just out of the reach of Bahalski. Pensacola Christian turning the screw. That will bring a substitution off the bench for Randall. Holy Bodie is going to get a breather on the bench. This is Gabriel Lyell into the game, senior from Brazil. He has been an ever-present option off the bench for Randall and an otherwise thin Randall bench. Down the right for Bahalski again. He has been dangerous, and that's a corner. Bahalski is out there to take. It'll be him with the left. No short option this time, so he's definitely going to send it into the box. Hand up. Left-footed delivery. It curls in towards the penalty area. Required Jared Spencer to get it away. Zampano tries to keep it alive. Turned over. Kluver taps to his right. Sampaio. He settles possession. 14 minutes to go now. Randall pinned back in its own area. Some space for Sampaio, cut into the middle and out for a corner. The corner count rising for Pensacola. We only saw one total corner in the first half. It was for Randall. This is now the fifth here in the second half for Pensacola. Zampano to take this with his right. It's a low line drive, not past the first man. Randall clears the danger for a moment. Cole Williams now shielding the ball. Sends it up the line, and the Saints have possession. Edwards is bodied off the ball and gives it away. Quickly, Pensacola Christian can feel they're on the doorstep. Kluver, he has no help at the moment up front. Deeks, a defender, sends that in, but there's nobody there. Kluver had looked back, too, to see where his teammates were. So he's complaining about having no help, but he knew that before sending the cross in. That throw is wasted by Scott. Substitution for Pensacola Christian. David Stiefel is into the game for the first time today. He'll give Riley Bahalski a break. Wonder if we'll see Bahalski again here in regulation. He is a very, very dangerous attacker, but maybe running on empty here with 11 and change to go. Ruiz down the line. Kluver heads it. The linesman gives the corner. He had his flag up. I was a little confused by that. It looked like Spencer had spilled it over the end line. And the linesman does call for a corner. So that's a bit of an error by Jared Spencer, but now they'll have some defending to do is all. Pensacola Christian has been pushing for a winner here with 11 minutes to go. Another substitution for the Eagles, trying to get fresh legs on the field. Daniel Vidal is back on. Another corner that does not get past the first man. Sliced at, though, by Zampano. This game getting just a little sloppy. Zampano's pass is stolen. Recycled, though, by the Eagles once they regain possession. Ten and a half to go. Looped forward. Hoffman across. Sanzio sends it forward. It's poked back to him. Sanzio hounded by Reese Plannon. Hoffman through the middle. Good cut pass up to Pauker. Physical play by Coratolo, and he takes it away and is fouled. Coratolo takes a few rolls on the ground before he gets up. 9.5. Randall sending it forward. Coratolo dancing through the middle, and a foul is called. There's an argument a little bit from Pensacola Christian's Daniel Vidal that he got the ball. Coratolo is still on the ground. Delivery from up the middle is sent away, and then a shot over the bar by Cartwright. Randall gaining a foothold back in this game with under 10 minutes to play. We're now under 7 to play. The Saints have sort of turned this game on its head a little bit here in the final few minutes. It was Pensacola Christian who was pushing for that winner for quite some time here in the second half, but the Saints here have a spell of possession that has not only relieved pressure, but created a couple of chances of their own. A very even game. Who will find the winner and earn the NCCAA Division II Men's National Championship? Saints stay with it. Whitman with the left foot. He blazes it over the bar. The left foot of Frazier Whitman has proved fruitful for the Randall Saints in the past. That time, though, can't cash in. Six minutes to go. Lyle hits the deck, but he's called for the foul. Rafael Sanzio wins it for Pensacola Christian. Sent deep. Chance for Pensacola Christian. There's a collision, and the referee's going to stop play and give a yellow card for dangerous play to David Stiefel, the substitute, as he went colliding into the goalkeeper, Jared Spencer, who needs a moment to collect himself. That was a hard collision, and the goalkeeper is always going to get the benefit of the doubt in those situations from the referee. .5:16 on the clock. Spencer recovers. He may be called upon again here in the last few minutes of regulation. Stiefel wins it back. Only for a moment, though. It's put out of play. Tyson Scott. A couple of more substitutions for Pensacola Christian. It's the two star wingers who are going to come on, Bahalski and Rhodes. They will replace Pauker and Pauker and Stiefel for bit of a clock issue here. Referee will sort that out. The clock was running, I think, during that substitution, so we'll have to wait to figure that out. Did see that Reese Plannon came back off the field, so we'll see how Randall is formulated now. Looks like Harry York has retaken his position as the lead striker. He's up there next to Holy Bodie, who's back on the field. Peterson skipping through two players. He's fouled by York. He'll take it again quickly. Peterson is very good for a center back with the ball at his feet. Randall grabbed it off the feet of Lucas Sampaio, but now Cartwright is double teamed on the far side. He does win it for Randall, though, with 3.5 to go. We are set for an exciting conclusion, whether a winner can be found here in regulation or in overtime. If neither of those come to pass, penalties loom. Corotolo comes up to take this away. Now down the right. Here goes the substitute, Gabriel Lyell. Lyell down near the corner flag. He's hounded by a defender, hemmed in. Relieves and finds space to Scott. Scott sends it in to Bodie. Bodie is challenged by the goalkeeper in Cuevas, who is strong to come off his line and collect that ball. It's questionable for a moment there for the Pensacola Christian goalkeeper. Always makes a team nervous when a goalkeeper comes off his line and then spills the ball. But it was no trouble in the end. Here come the Eagles now. Down the right. Rejected for a moment, but Zampano is back on it. Zampano down near the linesman on the far side. He cuts in. Midfielder Sanzio sends it in with the right foot. It's a looper, but that does not trouble the goalkeeper Spencer one bit. 2 minutes remain in regulation. The tension and the physicality has ramped up here in the second half, and for good reason, with the Division II NCCAA Men's National Championship on the line. Whitman. Up for Cartwright. Nice touch. Just gets away from him a little bit. That allows Hoffman onto the ball. His boot comes cannoning off Cartwright again for a Pensacola Christian throw. Hayden Hoffman, he gets it in. Taken away by Randall, though. Here's 2-on-1. Oh, nice step by Hayden Hoffman. That was critical. He gives it away to Corotolo, but it's not nearly as much pressure as before. Offside flag is up. There's that ball forward. Just offside. Under a minute to play until overtime. Randall not in any hurry to take this throw. 30 seconds remain. Saints going to bring on a substitute with just a few seconds. Lyell is taken off in favor of another substitute in Jeff Solis. "20 seconds to go. Cuevas grabs it. Quick boot down the other end. Pensacola feels like they may have a chance here. Just 10 seconds. Here's Bahalski. He heads it forward. Sampaio, just not enough time here. 6 to go. Kluver loops it forward. Can they get a shot off? 2 seconds left. No. It's over the end line, and that does it. 90 minutes, no breakthrough between the 3-seed Pensacola Christian and the 4-seed Randall for the Division II Men's National Championship here in the NCCAA tournament. So, overtime to decide things. Quick 5-minute break, and then we have 2 10-minute overtime periods of golden goal. If there is no score, it will go to penalties. What can these two teams produce? We'll bring it for you here in just a few minutes on the NCCAA Network. Nothing can separate these two teams in the first 90 minutes of play, so we go to another 20, if that. Golden goal overtime between Randall and Pensacola Christian to decide the men's Division II NCCAA National Championship. As I mentioned, it is golden goal. So, if either team were to find the back of the net, they would become the title holders. However, if the 20 minutes expires, we go to penalties. There was not a lot in the 90 minutes of regulation. Each team basically had one good chance. Zachary Kluver saw his shot saved by Jared Spencer. Should say 2 chances for Randall, because I don't want to sell short, or excuse me, 2 chances for Pensacola Christian. I don't want to sell short the opportunity that Daniel D'Souza had that he clattered off the post with the goalkeeper Spencer out. And for Randall, they had the best chance of the first half with Harry York heading just wide off a corner. A free header on the doorstep. Pensacola Christian gets us underway for the first overtime period, and Aaron Edwards comes up to show off his big right foot. Blasts that ball out of play. Here comes Riley Bahalski, who has fresh legs after he got a bit of rest in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Kluver gives it to Bahalski. That was a nice little pass. Anything more on that, and it would have gone long into the Randall defense. But he just let Bahalski loop around his mark and come back onto that ball. Sent down the left. Zampano, the substitute, is still in the game. He's got some space on the turn. Here's a chance. Just a heavy touch. And Renan Lara grabs it. York. Juggling the ball. Kept in play by Pensacola Christian, and now it's off York on the slide. Ref lets them play on, despite the fact that Sanzio went to the deck. Here comes Randall. Whitman's ball far too long, but it does come back to York. York tried to catch Cuevas out of his net. The Pensacola Christian goalkeeper was there to recover and track back in plenty of time. Two sides going back and forth. Edwards. Excuse me, that's Holy Bodie. You can tell by the speed. Nearly got around one man before he was closed down by a second. And this will be a free kick to Pensacola Christian. Holy Bodie and Harry York have been feeding on scraps today up front, trying to do everything themselves with numbers back. York worked the one header, but Bodie has had barely a sniff on goal. 2.5 gone by here the first overtime period. Snatched away by Zampano down the left. He finds Rhodes. Rhodes leaves it. Here's D'Souza. Out left, Zampano in a lot of space. Delivers the right-footed cross. Too deep for Riley Rhodes. There's the other Riley in that three-headed Pensacola Christian attack. Loops it for Kluver, but it's snuffed out. Sanzio delivers it wide left. Zampano has been the option so far here in the first overtime period for the Eagles. Bodie tried to flick it past Anthony Ruiz. Ruiz was alert to that. Now at the right, Hayden Hoffman. Here's Kluver tracking back to gain possession. Cole Williams, the right back. He loops it for Kluver, who says, not exactly what I needed there. There has definitely been frustration on both ends with the lack of chances up front. Zampano against Tyson Scott. D'Souza, 1-2. Can Zampano put it in? Far post! Nearly from Riley Rhodes. Williams. Too heavy for D'Souza. Riley Rhodes with the best chance of overtime so far, as we are 4.5 in. Holy Bodie trying to get on the end of that. 2 defenders tracking back, and it's Peterson who slides to clear it. Here's an opportunity for a long throw for Reese Farrow. Saw this a couple times in the first half. Farrow bounces the ball like he's about to take a free throw and sends it deep. There's the goalkeeper, Cuevas, to punch. Edwards, his settle was too heavy. Not cleared yet. Bodie battling for it. Now D'Souza boots it long. Reese Plannon is back on the field. He is now in midfield with York and Bodie up front. A lot of chopping and changing for this Randall team. Here's Riley Bahalski. Senior from Montrose, Michigan. He cuts inside. Shut off by this Randall midfield. Now he's got maybe a bit of an opening. Sends it for D'Souza. D'Souza onto his right foot. Does he have a chance? Tried to tap it for Kluver. And that the Randall defense was alert to as well. Couple of words from the goalkeeper, Jared Spencer, the senior from Enid, Oklahoma, to organize his back line. 3.5 to go in the first overtime period. Just like it was in regulation for these two teams. A lot of possession on both sides, not a lot happening with it. Precious few opportunities. To the left for Riley Rhodes. He tried to chest it in the path of Leo Zampano. Did not happen. Here is Aaron Edwards. Right foot forward for Harry York, but the flag is up. The referee will just let it go. Nope, he did whistle for the offside. Big boot by Peterson. Up for Kluver. Headed away instead. Reese Farrow. Here's Corotolo. Edwards. Couple of step overs. Edwards gets around 2 defenders. He's guarded now by Williams. Gets around Williams. Here comes Hoffman. And Hayden Hoffman is there to tackle and put the ball out of play. Stop that counter. Substitution coming for Pensacola Christian. One for Randall as well, as Holy Bodie is going to come off, and Jeff Solis is back on. Interesting substitution for Pensacola Christian. Into the game here, someone we haven't seen yet in Elijah Gisbertha. Here is Gisbertha on the ball, battling with Aaron Edwards. Throw to Randall. Long throw coming. Reese planning on that far side. Or excuse me, Reese Farrow. Peterson, the first to it with his head. Cartwright now sends it wide. There's Farrow. Harry York thought he had a chance there to flick it into the far post, but it was blocked. Under a minute to go in the first overtime period. Referee wants to calm things. Lot of tension. Head refs wants to keep this from boiling over. It has not, comparatively, been a very contentious game, nor has it been a terribly physical one. This is a set-piece chance for Randall. This is Frazier Whitman from almost the exact same place he scored that stunner against Bob Jones. Here's his left foot, looped in. Header by York is over the bar. Harry York has had a few of those free headers. That one was a tougher angle, so he had to come back towards the delivery to put that in. 20 seconds to go in the first overtime period, and Pensacola Christian will take its time. Bit of water for David Cuevas. Clint Peterson has a check of his shin guards. Now he finally puts it out. Pensacola Christian, no interest in continuing this first overtime period. They will take their chances in the second. 10 minutes down, 10 minutes remaining. Will we have a winning goal to crown a Division II men's NCCAA national championship, or will it be decided on penalties? We'll be right back. So, 10 minutes to go. A back and forth battle where chances are at a premium. Which side will convert? It just takes one. We're playing golden goal overtime. If this second overtime period comes and goes, penalties will be required. Can't imagine either side wishes to leave it up to penalties. Both teams will want to make sure that they are the ones to bag that golden goal. It was just last year that Pensacola Christian won this very tournament with a golden goal in overtime. Nick Standridge was the hero then. He is no longer here. A senior at that time capped off his career with a winner in a title game. There are seniors on both sides of the field who could be a hero in their final game. Riley Bahalski on the left wing for Pensacola Christian comes to mind. Rafael Sanzio for the Eagles. Holig Bodie for Randall could be the one. Bodie not on the... Oh, no, he has returned to the field after being substituted towards the end of the first overtime period. Now, some of these teams will or could play spring games given the climate, but it does not mean this would not be a special moment, especially for a senior. Harry York throws his defender down, and now there's a bit of tension. York gets a yellow card. Unsure if that was for the reaction or for the initial foul. It did look like the body throw could have itself earned a yellow card. I think it was Hayden Hoffman who was brought to the turf by York. He reacted angrily, understandably. Still want to keep a lid on this very tense game. Scoreless between the 3 and the 4 seed. Hoffman is talking to Harry York still, and Pensacola Christian will want to put a stop to that. So will the referee. This has not been a physical game. At least up until now. May have been a bit of frustration by York after losing that ball to Hoffman. Referee's going to chat with both of them together. A yellow card was brandished for Harry York. He and Charlie Cartwright have both been booked in this game, as has David Stiefel of Pensacola Christian. Back underway. 9:21 on the clock. Excuse me, 9:12. Just a little bit of dyslexia there from yours truly. Nice turn, moving forward. Opportunity, Kluver! What a save! Cleared away. Zachary Kluver twice has been denied by Jared Spencer with the goal gaping. Take another look. Zampano made the chance. Kluver was looking for the far post, could not find it. Corner to be taken. There's a short option. They do take it short. Bahalski back to Zampano, who's been bright off the bench. Curler tipped over the bar by Spencer. No nonsense there from the keeper. It looked like he thought about trying to catch that. Instead, just put it over his crossbar. It will come back at the Randall defense. 8 and change to go. We'll see if they take it short again. Zampano is there. They do. It's Zampano and Bahalski again. This time, Bahalski the one with the chance to send it in. He taps to D'Souza. Gisbertha the substitute. Ruiz. This is much better defensive showing from Randall here on the short corner. They do not allow a ball into the box. Deep for Bahalski. Touches to his left. Chance is over the bar. Snatched at that one. Couldn't get his body through it. Fraser Whitman was defending. Ruiz heads it forward over Riley Rhodes. Randall just trying to get out of its own half. D'Souza steals it away. Onto his left, Coratolo challenges him, and a free kick. Corotolo is irate. The referee has a free kick. It looked like Matty Corotolo had a pretty clear chance to steal that ball away and instead bungled over to Souza. Referee's going to stop the clock here with Corotolo arguing. And he will mark off the 10 yards. 6.5 on the clock. Will we find a winner? A dangerous set-piece chance for Pensacola Christian. The team is talking it over. Kluver is holding the ball at the moment. He's the one to place it. We'll see if he's the one to take it. He's chatting with D'Souza, who's standing over the ball as well. Clint Peterson, the captain, is there. Who will be the one to deliver this very dangerous free kick? The three of them are going to huddle to talk it out as teammates. Referee blows the whistle. Kluver still looks like he wants this. Peterson now. Here is a training ground move as both he and Kluver are looking to take it. It's Peterson and it's over the bar. That was probably closer than it looked from this angle. But it does not do the job. 6 minutes to go. It's been all Pensacola Christian in this second overtime period, but we're not even halfway through it yet. Jared Spencer has been vital to Randall's survival in this game. He could be called upon again, especially if this goes to penalties. Talk about a senior playing hero in this game. Had already talked about it in terms of scoring a golden goal. But how about Jared Spencer, the senior between the sticks? Could be a hero in penalty kicks. Randall with possession for really the first time in this overtime period. Cartwright sends it up the line. Stays in play. Peterson now to Gisbertha. Into the middle. Too long for Zumpano. Over halfway now through this second overtime period. Wasted throw. Ruiz now to take. Here's Gisberta. Cartwright. Snatched away by Gisberta, the substitute. Looked like that hit his hand, but the ref's going to play advantage, which doesn't quite come off there. Deep down the right. Bahalski battling. Defender Lara wins it. Up the line. Chance for York. Guarded by Williams. Into the middle. Plannin. Top of the box. I think Bodie thought he had a better option there than Plannin did. He puts his hands to his face. Long throw from Farrow. Dealt with by Hayden Hoffman. Farrow sends it back in. Here's Whitman. Whitman with a chance. All he can do is loop it to the goalkeeper. Kluver can't save it. Corotolo wins possession. Here's Bodie. Bodie bursting through the middle with a turn. Still on the ball, but he's rejected by the back line and will have to recycle to Edwards and back to Cartwright, who is here in a defensive role on the right side. Corotolo around to the left. Whitman. Whitman on Williams. He's able to get by. Here comes the cross. Loop to the far post. Nobody there. Cartwright still with it. Back into the box. Headed out by Kluver, who comes racing back defensively with under 3 minutes to go. Here's a corner. This is just the second corner in the game for Randall. The first almost provided the breakthrough just before halftime when Harry York headed just wide. Can they produce with yet another? Randall scored its overtime winner against Bob Jones in the second overtime period with a corner. It was Renan Lara with the winner then. Can they come up with one now? 2:15 to go. It's looped in. Lara is underneath that one as well, but he's beaten to it. And the referee sees a foul. Two minutes to go before penalties. And Hayden Hoffman, a bit of miscommunication with Ruiz, puts that out. Farrow will again produce a long throw with a minute and a half to go. He's got York here. That's who he goes for. It's over his head. Cleared away by Peterson for the moment. It's not really dealt with yet. Hoffman is the one to head it out, and now Peterson acrobatically clears it out. Somehow kept in play, and this could be a counterattack opportunity. The ball does not bounce Pensacola's way, though. Nice little flick by Cartwright. Here's York. Now to Cartwright. Lot of space. 1 minute to go. Early with the cross. Nobody there. Tired legs on the field for both teams, you can tell. Very little left in the tank. Referee wants action to be taken against Planin for impeding the goalkeeper. It's going to be a free kick here. Or a drop ball, I guess. Same result either way. Hoffman sends it deep. 34 seconds to go. Kluver lets that go for some reason. Seemed like he may have thought that Zampano was there off his shoulder. 20 seconds. Ruiz up the line. Zampano. Nice little turn. Keeps possession. Hounded. Peterson is up. And now it's taken away. Here goes Tyson Scott up the line. Scott's bumped off the ball. Here's a foul. With 7 seconds to go, will there be time to take it? Doesn't look like it. 2, 1. Time has run out. The referee may have his own clock. There's zeros on the scoreboard, and that's it. I don't think the referee immediately realized that the clock had run out. We will go to penalties. 110 minutes in this game with no breakthrough. So, penalties loom. 5 kicks each. If they're still level after that, sudden death with each team to take once. Here we go. Penalties to decide the NCCAA Division II Men's National Championship. Here at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida, no goals between the 4-seed Randall and the 3-seed Pensacola Christian. We've seen 90 minutes of regulation and 20 minutes of golden goal overtime come and go without a breakthrough. So we go to penalties. It will be the sophomore David Cuevas for Pensacola Christian in goal and the senior Jared Spencer for Randall. We'll see who goes for Pensacola Christian and who goes for Randall for the spot kicks. The referee on the line will add an extra dimension. There's been an added emphasis in recent years, at least in the pro ranks, on making sure goalkeepers stay on their line. It caused a bit of controversy at first because fans were not really used to the referees enforcing that as much. But over the past few years, there has been an added emphasis on enforcing that. So the NCCAA will have a referee on the line, mostly to make sure, A, that the goalkeeper stays there until the kick is made, and B, to make sure the ball crosses the line if necessary. So it looks like Cuevas will be in goal first, which means Randall will kick first. We await who will be the one to step up first for the Saints. Who will it be? Fraser Whitman makes the walk. Whitman, the sophomore from Aberdeen in the UK. Whitman scored an absolute stunner in this, what amounted to essentially a semifinal against Bob Jones from miles away. Here he is from the penalty spot against David Cuevas to get our shootout underway. He sends Cuevas the wrong way. Whitman starts us off. Zachary Kluver to begin for Pensacola Christian. Kluver, the imposing junior who led the line for Pensacola Christian this tournament. He's already scored a penalty. It was the goal that sent Pensacola through to the finals. He sends Spencer the wrong way. Elementary for Zachary Kluver. Each team has been successful in its first spot kick. Raynon Lara, the captain for Randall, is up next. Center back steps up with the right foot. And again, Cuevas guesses wrong. 2 for 2 for Randall. Here's Daniel D'Souza, the sophomore from Navarre, Florida. Midfielder for Pensacola Christian. Can he match the first two from Randall? He'll take with his left. Some stutter steps. And it's saved! Saved by Jared Spencer. The stutter steps let D'Souza down. And Randall takes the early advantage. Here is Holy Bodie. Making this would give Randall a serious edge in the shootout. What can David Cuevas produce? The right foot of Holy Bodie, that's saved! And we're back level. Pensacola Christian has a chance to even things up. Here is Riley Bahalski, senior winger for Pensacola Christian. Making this would keep it at 2-2. Each goalkeeper has made one save so far to level the score. He sends Spencer the wrong way. And now the shootout is tied. Here comes Harry York for Randall. Had precious few chances as striker for the Saints in this game, but one header just before halftime that he put wide could make amends here. It'll be with the left for York. Sophomore from England steps up into the top corner. That is a quality penalty. He sent Cuevas the wrong way, but even if he had guessed right, that would have been difficult to save. Hayden Hoffman now. The senior partnered with Clint Peterson at the back. Had the job of replacing Nick Standridge after Standridge's golden goal winner in this very title game last year. Now's Hoffman's chance to keep Pensacola Christian level. The right foot. Saved! Spencer comes up again. And that means if this goes in, Randall wins it. Who will step up to deliver the potential winner? A fist bump from the goalkeeper Spencer for the man to step up. That is Charlie Cartwright. Cartwright to take. Cuevas in goal to win it for the Saints. It's in! An unsavable penalty from Charlie Cartwright. And Randall wins the Division II Men's NCCAA National Championship. An absolute blast. Cuevas guessed right, but it was still unsavable. The 4 seed with an unforgettable finish against Bob Jones to send them to the national championship game and an unforgettable finish to win the title. (4-2) the final score on penalties, and Randall has won the Division II Men's NCCAA National Championship. An excellent game from start to finish. There weren't many opportunities for either side. An excellent battle, back and forth all game. Pensacola Christian they came so close to going back to back. But it's Randall that wins. And seals the deal here at Austin-Tindall Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida, here on the NCCAA Network.